everybody. We are at Hilltop Artists today with our Hilltop Artists alumni, the Burgess. You can follow Doug at Green and Glass. Wow. Doug! Ruthless. So, just to kind of catch us up, we applied a little bit of color and we gathered, I believe, two, 3 times with clear glass. Although it looks red, it is a tobacco brown color, similar to this one here. The reason that it's bright red and orange is simply the heat. At this temperature, everything will always look like this, but we know it'll come back to its beautiful state. It's really cool. What Doug is making today is a ghost shirt. We're going to learn a little bit more about these ghost shirts and the cultural background to them. But as of right now, let's just kind of hang out here. Where'd you get those straps? Those are baby straps.
Actually, I'm not sorry. I wish I had done some blacks on them.
You guys prefer small straps or big straps?
I run a small jack. I run a small jack.
I feel like you just get that feeling and you're like, you don't get
More control.
you don't get the double jack line, you know what I mean? Like where
Oh, I
like,
get that every time.
you still get, oh dude, baby jack solved that solution for me.
I just need to hold my jack straight. I always just the smoke, the 420 Jolioli. Yeah, we used to watch it.
With our bubble, we started off by squishing it, and now we're using an intense flame to isolate the heat to produce the sleeves of our ghost shirt.
We got any viewers? 4. After we get this next imprint, we'll do a good torque. So this one we can do on edge. Actually, wait, I like doing this on flat.
Is anybody watching?
Yeah, 4.
Okay, let's do it, yeah. Let's show our audience. Now, thanks for joining us, everyone. As our kind of demonstration progresses, I do want to kind of inform everyone about the cultural significance of Doug's ghost shirt. I'm going to be reading a little extra from something that you know to give you more information about it. Doug then began to first create these ghost shirts back in 2010 when he was taking beginner classes right here in our own studio at Hilltop Artists, located in Tacoma, Washington. The ghost dance was a form of protest that was performed by the Paiutes who were facing a complete dissemination of their culture, population, and way of life. When the ghost dance was performed, it was done so for days, and it was believed to have the ability to reunite them with the spirits of their ancestors, who would give them the strength to return to the land to how it was before St. Paul's colonization. Thus ridding it from the United States soldiers and settlers who occupied it. This movement spread among multiple tribes growing in number. When the U.S. soldiers caught wind of this, they were sent out to shut it down. This protest, the U.S. soldiers were met with some resistance. They opened fire, killing around 150 Lakota, and most of which were women and children. This hideous act was dubbed the Massacre at Wounded Knee. This was just 100 years ago. I make these dance shirts to acknowledge our country's past and how we got to where we are today. We can see Doug has now isolated the heat, and he can begin to separate the sleeve from our ghost shirt. The first thing we do is we make sure that the glass touches one another. Once it's touched one another, then we can go back and actually cut the seams together, or cut the seams apart, I should say. So the torch is good, Jacob.
On the back on this next one.
Yeah. So now that we've kind of separated the bubble into the different kind of proportions that we're looking for, now we can begin to make it more realistic, give it movement, give it a little bit of form. So using a propane torch, he heated up one of the arms. We'll notice that arm is moving around a lot more, and this is kind of the time for Doug to go in and create the action, the movement that he's looking for. When he's doing a lot of those pinches, that typically means that all that will be waste. He's trying to determine what is a good length for it. And this is all just personal experience. You just notice Doug, the way he communicates with his teammate.
Since I didn't blow it out, it's not.
Yeah, we've always stopped working the lab. Well, we can also do a little tiny wrap.
Do you guys have questions? If you have questions, you can always ask them below and I can do my best to answer them. Again, these ghost shirts, there's a lot of cultural significance behind them. Doug is a Alaskan native, moved out to the Tacoma area when he was in the 5th grade. He first started to make these ghost shirts back in 2010 when he first started taking classes here in our studio. Now Doug works for many studios across the Pacific Northwest. Here locally in Tacoma, you can find him at the Tacoma Glass Blowing Studio. In Seattle, you may see him at the Seattle Glass Blowing Studio. So he is an integral part of the glass blowing community now. So right now, Doug is really working on essentially the armpit of the shirt. He's gonna touch it up as much as he wants, make sure it's absolutely perfect, and then we can begin to add all the smaller elements to the ghost shirt. So we're slowly making our way.
did this game called Sleeping Dogs where he's like, take my way downtown, live my way.
Song's stuck in my head now. So the overall shape of the gosher is great. We're now going to move on to working on pretty much the opening of it. So using a tungsten drill bit to drill the hole, and then using a hot torch, he can isolate the heat to make the opening even bigger. The same process is gonna be repeated on the opposite arm sleeve, as well as the base of our gosher.
I like that tan color. What's that? I like the tan color. Yeah. What color is that?
I can't remember. I think it was like a light tobacco color.
Looks great, dog. Looks good. This one has really good proportions. Already, just like,
That's the hardest part.
yeah, I think so. So what Doug is doing now, he's doing like 2 or 3 heats on one single arm. He's making sure that that arm is, the whole thing is warm, not just one area, the whole thing, so it can stretch out evenly. And we're gonna watch this next time around. It's gonna pull a lot evenly, or it's gonna open up evenly as well. You can even notice it's slightly red and orange, so whole arm length compared to the body of it. And for that reason, you can notice that Doug is pushing it around. He pushed it a little further back. And it's all these small details that can occur when the heat is done correctly. And yeah, even if you get, yeah, looks way better. Yeah, Doug, great move.
That was a great move. Push those armpits.
So hopefully later on we can maybe get a top view angle to kind of showcase the difference between the left and the right sleeve. Just right off the bat, there's a big difference the way that it's positioned. And we'll see Doug start the next one right now. Just like the previous arm sleeve, he's hitting up his tungsten drill bit. Again, tungsten has a higher melting point, which is the reason why it doesn't stick to the glass. It's pretty much like putting a nail through wax at this point, a moving nail through wax. There's a little bit of resistance, but as long as the tungsten is hot, the hole is pretty easy to drill through. Yeah, is there any analogy that you guys would give to tungsten?
Hey, Malcolm.
Again, you'll notice we'll focus a lot of our attention to where the glass and the rod meet one another. That is called the moil. The moil is always the most prone to breaking and cracking, so it always deserves the most attention. When I mean attention, it just needs more heat, more love. If our ghost shirt is going to break or crack, it always shows signs in this area first. If you want to learn more about the cultural significance of our ghost shirts, please give Doug a follow at Creative Hands at Glass on Instagram. He has a wonderful post that really goes into the explanation of the ghost shirt meaning and how they were used as a form of protest. So glass making is always step by step. It's step by step. There's no instructions online how to make this. So Doug has the instructions all in his mind. He's been making them for about 10 years. So he's figured out a handful of techniques to use. I hate that you can't use a Face ID. facing down?
Yeah, just have it flat. You can sit down and throw a little bit of heat on the oil.
Well, I just remembered something that Doug taught me that I still use to this day. For all you young glass makers, if you use lotion, you have to rub it in your hands. Like, you have to rub them. Like, rub it really good into your hand. If not, your pipe gets all like weird. You can't get a good grip on it.
I didn't know that.
No, that was years ago. You told me that. He's like, yeah, you don't put that lotion in. Anyways, too much. Anyways.
Move the shield.
Start tweezing it.
The shield. It's a light shield.
Yeah. Just squeeze.
You want to take over for a bit?
Yeah.
What's up? What's up, Barrett? Ekins? Ekness? I'm sorry about that. I'm glad you love it. I love it too. It's amazing. It's great. I think this is the heat. So they've been isolating on it on the base opening. It's gonna be quite hot now. You even see it moving around a little bit in there. All right, not gonna stare in there too long. All right, because Doug is almost ready. Here we go. I'm gonna show you guys a good view of this, hopefully.
Have it on edge.
Again, if you have questions, let me know. Ask in the comments below. Questions.
Now we'll go flat. Flip. Flip. On edge. Flip. Flat. Go ahead and flip. Okay.
Hello, Timothy Marlowe. Thanks for joining us. We have Doug Burgess the second, creating a Go shirt.
Oh, that's pretty deep. Sorry, I'm just drinking it. What? Oh, nice. That was a lot of clear though. Yeah.
So if you're wondering a little bit more about these Go shirts, what do they mean? I highly recommend following Doug Burgess on his Instagram handle at Creative Hands Glass. He has a post that goes really into detail about the cultural significance of our Go shirts, of his Go shirts. But an overview of them is that he did begin to work with these back in 2010. The goals, I'll just wait here. Now, the Go stance was a form of protest that was performed by the Paiutes, who were facing complete dissemination of their culture, population, and way of life. When the Go stance was performed, it was done so for days and was believed to have the ability to reunite them with the spirits of their ancestors, who would give them the strength to return to the land to how it was pre-colonized. And again, if you guys want to learn more, even deeper kind of significance of it, again, follow Doug at Creative Hands Glass.
I also think that if we wrap it, we might not even notice.
I think I'll tweeze it. I don't like that clear at the bottom.
So loud if you don't say something.
I'm like, oh,
It's like, this is my phone, dude. I can't.
I love when the flames start shooting where they are.
Take a little bit of extra heat on the bottom.
I'm about to-
Have you turning slowly?
What does this button do?
It holds it in place. Holds the phone in place.
Oh, he should have said something. Come on. Oh, yeah. That's even better now. Oh, that's my favorite button. That's it. It's like holding a phone now. I like this even more now. I wasn't so sure about it. now I'm like, sorry guys about that conversation, but Doug is doing a great job right now. So what he's done is he separated it, created a small flower. He's gonna cap that off. The reason that we did that is because that area probably had a little bit of a clear or debris on the bottom, which Doug didn't want on his ghost shirt, of course. And it's just like noticing these subtle imperfections in the glass and then adjusting to it and making it work. So that's something very important that you have to learn as a glass maker, is to deal with different situations, unseeable outcomes or obstacles.
Let's see what we can get with the thin sheet. Because it's going to be a better heat.
Yeah, and it's a little thinner too.
And I'm able to spin without tapping.
So what's going on right now is my boy Jacob is heating up the glass in a reheating station. It's about 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not going to show too much of this because that really heats up the phone, and then that kind of cancels our live stream here. So we're going to stay on this side.
Stop on flat.
Oh, that's so good.
Butter, baby.
Flip.
Okay.
Turn slow.
I think I'm going to get this. Damn. I got the popsicle. I was like $10 or 150, right? I was like, man, maybe I could just do it with the popsicle, but you're right. This is like... Yeah, we learned a lot from the last time.
Yeah, that thing's pretty dope.
Dude, it's good. It's awesome.
Alright, flip.
Flip.
Over.
Alright, this is looking good.
That was great, sir. I'll start the bit for you.
All right, well, pretty much the base of our ghost shirt is complete. As Doug does that, so the part that is next is the bottom feathering, this side and as well as the bottom. So that is the next step that Doug is going to be taking. We're gonna hang out on this side because it happens to be the side where the color is as well. Doug, will this be also the brown tobacco? Okay. So the way that we are applying color here is with this crushed up colored glass. Colored glass is made just by adding different metals from the periodic table of elements. Not entirely sure what metal creates brown.
Nickel oxide and arsenic and lead.
Nickel, you want to repeat that again?
Black nickel oxide, arsenic and lead.
Those are the metals that produce brown. We're gonna take a few steps or a few rolls into the brown glass just so it can look the same density as our ghost shirt or a similar hue.
Do you think 2 rolls of this brown's good or do you want 3? Okay.
little bit more color. Last roll, everyone. So here in a little bit, we're gonna be adding once again the bottom parts to our go shirt. So we'll hang out here until the team is just about ready to apply those. So we know that our main artist right now is Doug Burgess II on our left-hand side. On the right-hand side, we have Jacob. He's also an alumni here at Hilltop Artist. Doug Burgess, you may find him in hot shops across our area, maybe downtown here in Tacoma at Tacoma Glass Blowing Studio. And I'll get you guys a better camera angle on this next one. All right, well, you just got a comment, Doug, from Arsenet Bree. Congratulations. It's wonderful works. It's nice to see your work. Smiley face, winky face.
Thank you, bud. What's up with me?
I'm sorry, guys. This camera angle is a little weird. There we go. Oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. All right, it's almost time for this next one, guys. I'll make sure to get you guys a good camera angle. If you have questions to Doug or about glass, just drop them in the comments below, guys. We can definitely answer those for you.
Snip, snip.
Great job, Doug. Mr. Sanchez putting in work. One of our instructors here, the instructors at Hilltop Artist. Hilltop Artist serves over 600 students across 6 different programs here in our Tacoma Public Schools. Besides having our main hot shop studio here at Jason Lee Middle School, we also have a hot shop and program at Wilson High School, Ford Middle School.
Oh, we still got the Ford meat shop?
Yep. And besides hot working glass, our students also have a wide range of other glass art forms to work with. We have flame working, borosilicate work, fusion, mosaics, just a handful, cold working, and of course the hot glass. At the moment, we have no students inside of our studio, but when that program is running, we serve a lot of students here, part of this school district.
These gloves get pretty hot. All right. I'm just getting heat. Dude, they got the bomb breaded cheese fries on it right there. Oh, yeah. Breaded cheese fries. You gotten it before?
Yeah, that slaps, bro.
Flash.
Can I start shooting?
Take this real quick. Just throw some heat on the bottom. Yep. I'll do the heat.
All right, looks like we're adding the last and final element. Okay, I'm not gonna do that with your iPhone, but I'm definitely gonna do it with my iPhone.
I just want us to overheat something.
We'll find out.
Actually, I still gotta.
We're gonna find out. So I'm gonna take the camera angle from behind. It looks like our ghost shirt is just about being wrapped up. All right, so we're finishing up our ghost t-shirt. What Doug is doing now is essentially he's squeezing down the break off at the top, making sure that it will break off cleanly. All of these t-shirts, all of these ghost shirts that Doug creates will be cold worked and or enameled. These are different techniques that are used to achieve additional patterns and designs on the surface of the glass. For a ghost shirt like this is cameo engraved, meaning there's multiple layers of colored glass layered. For our process, these ones are a little bit different than this ghost shirt here, but just like this one, the details are added much later when the glass is completely cooled down. If we leave this ghost shirt out here, it's simply gonna get too cold too quickly. So the ambient air is sucking or taking away all the heat of the glass. So it can oftentimes crack. To prevent our glass from breaking or cracking, we just set it inside of a controlled environment called the annealer. It's over 900 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's just gonna stay in there for the next 12 and a half hours. And that should be enough to eliminate all the stress that are inside of our ghost shirts. Hello, Barbara. Thanks for joining us. We're catching the very end of our demonstration here. Look at that beautiful ghost shirt. It looks rocking. Yeah, that's an intense flame, about 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. A little bit cut on the very end. Little tap, and it's broken free. On its way to the cooling oven. Doug, you want to share some words? Share some words.
Share some words. What do you mean? These are my things. What, explain it?
Yeah, go for it.
Go over this?
I'll decide where Trent is at. Exactly where Trent's at.
Hey guys. So yeah, I've been working with glass for about 10 years, probably 2 years full time. I'm into the hot glass work, of course, on the hot shop, but I'm also really into carving on glass. I'd like to get a lot better on carving on glass. These are just some of the examples of carving on some of my forms. So this basket right here is a beaver tail basket, and it's I took some inspiration from my mom's work for this piece, and I just kind of referenced some of her baskets. She is a basket weaver. She works with materials such as yellow cedar, red cedar, spruce roots, and she weaves really fine intricate designs out of them. And, so I'd like to try to pay tribute and homage to my mom's work and my culture. This is just another carved basket as well, just a canoe on the side. And this is actually a collaboration, this one. I sculpted the shirt, but my friend and instructor, Pavlina, she engraved the design, one of my designs I had drawn on there for me. And this is probably the piece I'm most proud of right here. Yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you for being here, guys.